Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 7 of the RPGwhat Podcast. I'm your host, Trevor, aka Zimmy Games, and it has been a really long time. It really has. We skipped 2 weeks of the show, but we are back here once again. Here with me, as always, is Red Wolf. How you doing, buddy?
Hi, welcome me and you
Welcome you.
back to this show. Yes, it seriously feels like it has been like a month or something. I'm so
Yeah.
glad to be back and very excited for our topic. Very open, talking about RPGs, talking about what we're excited about and our hopes and
Mm-hmm.
our dreams. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
thank you.
All of it. What have you been up to?
I have been playing, so got rid of. I tried to go through my backlog to sort of like catch up, and I learned as a 32-year-old child that I don't have time to play games that I'm not interested in anymore. So
Mm-hmm.
I started what I'm calling, I banished a lot of these games to the Shadow Realm, aka hid them from my own games, so they just don't exist to me anymore. And I will tell you, one game, everyone's going to yell at me, I tried to play again, and that is Prey. Screw that game. I
Yeah.
really tried.
I just yeah, I've seen the game. I've watched people play it. I'm not really into games like that, honestly. Like that's just not. I have a theory about this, and I've said this in party chats before. But the reason why Microsoft bought ZeniMax was for Bethesda. It was for Elder
Yeah.
Scrolls, it was for Fallout, it was for Starfield, right? They didn't buy them for Prey. Not to say, I'm not saying that like Prey isn't a good get for them. I'm not saying that it's a terrible game. I'm just saying like realistically, they bought Bethesda for or ZeniMax for, Bethesda Game Studios, right?
Mm-hmm.
I've been playing a lot of Crusader Kings, but
I
anyway,
see
that's
that.
not why we're here. Why we're here is to do this amazing prediction show. So, as a lot of you all are aware, um, on the 8th is going to be Summer Game Fest. And then shortly after that, on the 11th, is the Xbox show. And they're going to be showing a lot of games, and not all of them are going to be RPGs. But because this show is like RPG centric, Western RPG centric, I just really thought it would be a ton of fun to jump in and do a predictions episode for both the Summer Games Fest and like the Xbox show kind of combined, because they are so close. And so that's what we're going to be doing. So me and Red both have created lists of 5 of our predictions, the games that we realistically kind of think are going to be there. Some of them may be a little bit more wild towards the end, but at least starting off, I feel like at least my list is very, very, very solid, and has a pretty good likelihood of actually showing up during the showcase. But as we go through them, chat, feel free to type in your own predictions. Let us know, what games do you think? If one of us maybe says some off the wall game, let us know. Tell us.
Yes.
Fred, you want to go first? You want me to go first?
We should go at the same time, and then I'll flip a coin. No, actually, I don't have a coin near me. I'll go first. It's too much work.
Yeah.
So, well, like you said, Zemi, I think it's a good idea. We'll just start off with the most like obvious slash most probable,
Mm-hmm.
in my opinion. But
You're gonna stay Starfield, aren't you?
yeah, so the first one,
That's
Starfield
such a
might
cheat.
show up. It's a hunch. I just have a hunch.
Yeah.
No, I think it's time that we finally get to see Avowed. Avowed is the one that I think that they're going to finally show.
Okay.
And we might not get a release date for it, but I think that we're going to see it, because if we don't see it at this point, seriously, dude, like at this point, there are so many games that we know, not just RPGs, obviously, but
Yeah.
so many games in the showcase and that Xbox has announced that we have only heard about or has been teased, and then we haven't seen anything for it. Like Fable, for example, is another one. Like that's just like a example, by the way. But Avowed is one that I'm just really interested to see where they take this game, being a first-person only RPG.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of I'm excited for it just because I want it to be different. I want it to feel, I feel like it will feel different than what people who usually play in first person in Skyrim and stuff like that will get. Yeah.
You know what I think it's going to be like? I think Avowed is going to be
Dark Messiah.
Elder Scrolls. I think
Oh,
it's going to
okay.
be Obsidian's version of Elder Scrolls. The same way that the Outer Worlds was kind of Fallout-ish. You know what I mean? Which I
Yeah.
guess now you can actually kind of somewhat make the argument of, you know, the Outer Worlds is kind of, you know, Starfield.
You can say it. Yeah, I was gonna say you can
You know
say
what I
it.
mean?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously we know that Starfield is going to blow Outer Worlds out of the world. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But there is like, you know, whenever you play the Outer Worlds, like to me at least, it felt so Fallout-y, you know? And I think that
Yeah.
they definitely you know, used kind of like I guess like that Bethesda kind of feel for the game, which kind of makes sense because you know, I mean, they literally made Fallout New Vegas, and so you know,
Yeah.
and Fallout New Vegas is basically their go at Fallout. So I think Avowed very much is going to be their go at making an Elder Scrolls like game. You know, that's just my feeling on it. However, and this game is not actually my pick, but I just wanted to say I agree to some extent. Like, I think that it is likely that we will see something from Obsidian. And if we're talking RPGs, well, we're looking at the Outer Worlds 2 or Avowed, right?
Mhm.
And for me personally, I think the Outer Worlds 2 is a little bit more likely just because they had already built up another one. I don't think the sequel, you know, Outer Worlds 2 is going to be like, you know, just everything remade. I think that they're going to reuse assets. And so I think that that game might actually come out sooner, but I don't know. I could be completely wrong. Anyway, my first pick, and it's funny that you said Fable because my first pick is actually Fable. Now, I will say that some people are gonna watch this and they're gonna say, "Zimmy, you're a cheater," right? Because
Because of the recent.
Xbox has
Oh,
pretty much kind of already confirmed that it's, you know, Fable's going to be there with like the little social media
yeah.
video that they posted with the glitter and all that different stuff. And I will say, yes, it's kind of a sure bet now, right? However, I've been saying Fable's going to be there ever since, you know, the flight testing leak happened. And just to make it a little bit more interesting, I will say not only will Fable be there, but I predict that they will be showing gameplay. They will give us a release date for 2024, right? Just to raise up the stakes for that, because I think it's pretty safe to say, hey, Fable is going to be at this showcase.
Okay. Well, look. So, what happens if one of your guesses is also on my list?
Then it's an interesting world, you know?
It's an interesting world. Yeah.
I
So,
don't think
Fable.
I don't think I feel pretty confident like one of these games on my list may be on your list.
Okay. So, yeah, Fable. I 100% agree with you. It's Fable is going to be there. But and again, I know it's shooting. I felt this way. Yeah, I felt this way way before we saw that video on Twitter. Um, I just again what I said before when I mentioned Fable a minute ago. There are Xbox. This is like how many times do we have to say is their last chance? But seriously, at this point, they have got to show the things that they have been talking about. Otherwise, the doubt is just going to absolutely eat them alive. And so I think Fable, we're going to see it. I think we're going to see gameplay.
Yeah.
And it might do one of those coming fall 2024. And they're like, what does that
Oh
really
yeah.
mean? That kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it's funny. I was watching gameplay. I can't remember whose video I was watching, but they had Fable 3 gameplay playing in the background, and I hadn't played Fable 3 in a long time. And I remember hearing, remember the leaks? Somebody said it's very Witcher like in terms of like the combat and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I was looking at the Fable 3 gameplay, and I was like, I could actually really see that now that I've made those two comparisons.
Yeah.
I'm so interested to see this. What I was really happy with that little teaser, the whimsical. We talked about whimsical IPs and universes. Yeah, and they nailed it. They kept that music there with that teaser. So if that is to say anything, like there is darkness in Fable, but I hope that it's not all silly and stuff, because it really there was a lot of darkness in Fable. It wasn't all just whimsical at all. It wasn't. It just had like a very British tone to it, like Harry Potter. I'm just so interested to see it. But yes, I agree with you. Fable.
So you do. Okay.
Yes.
And then
100%.
also, I'm gonna specify, like, whenever, like in the future picks, I'm gonna specify, what specific show I think it's gonna appear on. Of course, you think that Avowal is gonna appear on the Xbox show, right? It's first party Xbox, right? I of course think that it's gonna appear on the Xbox show for Fable as well. But going forward, I am gonna have to specify going forward on some of these as well. So I just thought I would also lay that out.
All right, lay it out.
Pick number 2.
Okay, my pick number 2. I guess I'll just go in order. Is Fable.
Let's talk about it again.
Let's talk about it all over again. No, I guess I don't really need to reiterate. But it is my number
Peter?
2.
You remember Peter?
What is it?
Peter Montague?
Peter Molyneux?
Yeah, that.
Peter
Man, if
Montague.
the moment I see a French word, I just become dyslexic.
Yeah, exactly. Peter Montague.
Yeah, I can't
Molyneux.
Yeah, what happened to that guy? Where's Black and White 2?
Right, exactly. What was the one game? Black and White. No, that is the game. That is Black and White, where you have the monsters that you can like abuse. That was a Peter Molyneux game where you had to like punish these monsters. I can't remember what the fuck. Anyway, he made a game like that.
I never played Black and White.
Oh, okay. I didn't either. I just watched
the
history.
I know it exists, but I never played it.
So anyway,
Fable's gonna be awesome.
Fable's gonna be awesome. I think we talked about this before. I'm really interested to see what it looks like. Like, are they gonna go with a more like the art style? I mean, specifically, are people gonna have that arcane style curvature to literally everything? You know what I mean? Like, look at like Sea of Thieves. It's like that, but not so much. It's like Fable. Like, is it going to look like Fable?
I don't think it's going to look as cartoony as like Sea of Thieves does. I do think that it's going to kind of be like a hybrid between like cartoonish, but also like realistic.
Right.
If that makes any sense.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I'm like hoping for, because not everything can look like The Witcher when it comes to RPGs, and it shouldn't. Everyone should be free to their own artistic style, especially Fable, because you should be able to look at it and go, "That's Fable. That looks like Fable." So to lose its identity would be kind of that would be a detriment to its popularity, I think.
Which, that's something that a lot of us that love Fable are really worried about is, will it have the correct tone? Will it be a Fable game, or will it just be a game that we're calling Fable, but is really dressed up to be like a Witcher clone? You know what I mean?
Right.
And to me personally, I have pretty good faith. I mean, obviously, like, I'm always going to be worried. You know what I mean? Yeah. I love Fable. It's a very, very important franchise to me, both emotionally and then also just historically as a player who loves RPGs. But I tell you what, that teaser trailer that they gave us, many moons ago, where the frog eats the fairy. I think that just really shows that they know the tone, and I hope that the development team really got involved a lot on that, and it's not just like a marketing thing, you know.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. They gave me a lot of faith, and then of course I've mentioned this story 1,000 times. I'll mention it one more time, and hopefully this will be the last time. But you know, Avalanche, they're the people that make Hogwarts Legacy. Right before they did that, they worked on Cars 3. Right before Playground Games worked, well, technically enduring whenever they worked on Fable or working on Fable, they've made car games, you know, Forza Horizon 4 and 5. So I don't know. I feel pretty confident in their ability to drop a really good Fable game, but I don't know. We're gonna have to see.
Yeah, that Horizon, the Guerrilla Games with Killzone going to Horizon, third person. I almost said third world, third person RPG.
What are you thinking? What are you thinking of?
I don't know what the third world. No, I don't want to go there. But anyway, yeah. So yeah, I have confidence.
Yeah,
I can't. I always say. I think I talked to you. I talked to someone about that. But yeah, whenever you're confined to one thing for so long, you know that there's like a fire burning in a creative person that they really want to come out of what they're so comfortable with and really try something new and stop making wheels. You know. So yeah, I'm so Fable. Yeah.
Also, reminder to the chat, just because I've noticed that some of you guys have slowly trickled in. We are doing a predictions episode talking about the RPGs that we think are going to be shown off during the Xbox Showcase and the Summer Games Fest shows that are happening on the 8th and the 11th. So if you guys have any predictions, be sure to put them down below. Also, 2 more thoughts about Fable real quick, and then I'll share my third pick. No, my second pick.
Okay.
I forgot that we were on number 2. Yeah. Anyway, that's how numbers work. Okay.
Yes.
You saw the social media post, right? With all the glitter. Okay. The first thing I wanted to mention is, how mad would you have been if that was like your work assignment and you had to go home and put that glitter all over your house?
We are so on the same page. The first thing that I thought whenever I saw someone tweet that, because I saw somebody quote tweet this, and someone was like, "Oh, Fable," and I was like, "What?" As soon as I hit click, okay, then I heard the music. 3 seconds into the video, I was like, "This shit's legit." Why? Because this motherfucker is getting paid to make a fucking huge ass mess all throughout his house just for marketing.
And it straight up looked like his house. It looked like his house.
Yes, right? I was like, that's how I know it's real.
I hate glitter. Let me just tell you, like, I hate glitter, like, oh my God, with a passion. And I'm gonna tell you what, like, I don't know if I could have done it.
No, I would be like, give me a raise. Because that's just never coming out of my car. It's in his carpet.
No, he or she's gonna be covered in glitter literally until they move. And then even once they move, for like several months that precede the move, they're still gonna be covered in glitter. Like it is absurd. Second thing is, how magical of a moment is it gonna be watching that showcase and seeing Fable gameplay for the very first time? And getting a release date.
Yeah, it's been It will have been 11 years, right? 11 years since Fable 3. Am I wrong? Chat, tell me what you know. I'm pretty sure it was 20.
It feels. Do you think it was 2012? I'll Google it real quick.
No, wait. It was 20. No, it was 2010, wasn't it?
I'm pretty sure it came. I'm pretty sure that.
I think it's 2010.
I'm pretty sure that it, like, Fable 3 came out before Skyrim. I'm wanting to say.
Fable 3. 2010! Look at that. He's missing.
There you go.
October 29th, 2010, baby. Yes. Hell yeah.
It's been a while. It's been a really
long time.
It's going to be a magical moment.
Man, so do you think they're going to round out the number and be like, but the game's done, sir. Let's release it 2014. Like, no. We want to say 15th anniversary, 2025. No, they're not going to do that.
No, why would they? That would be silly. That would be silly.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah, I'm so excited.
My second pick, the second prediction that I'm going to make. First one, of course, was Fable, which was your second one. Anyway, Vampire, the Masquerade, Bloodlines 2. Is that on your list somewhere?
No. How did I fucking forget?
Good,
oh
good,
my God.
Let me say first off, I think this could appear on the Xbox show. It could. Okay. It probably will. it honestly, it probably will. However, it could also appear on the Summer Games Fest. And the reason I say that is because Paradox, who's publishing it, has already been announced to being a partner with Summer Games Fest. Now, at the same time, we know that Microsoft or Xbox has marketing rights to this game at the same time. So where it appears, I don't know, but I do think it's going to be at one of the shows. And I mean, it just makes sense, right? Like, we know that this game has had, like a bumpy road, during its development process. I think they switched studios at one point. But I don't know. I feel like it's been long enough that we should probably be able to see this game again and maybe get another release date and that they won't hopefully delay again. But I don't know. I'm really excited for it. And it just makes sense to me.
Okay. Have you played the first one?
I have not played the first one. I watched a Let's Play of the first one. And it looked absolutely amazing. Like there's been very few games where I've sat down and watched the entire series of a Let's Play. I did that with this one. Another game that I did this with, and I actually ended up going and playing it later on, was like the Quantic Dream games. I've actually done it for like all the Quantic Dream games. So Heavy Rain, Beyond Two Souls, and then Detroit Become Human. I watched Let's Plays. Yeah.
I watched Heavy Rain and I watched Beyond Two Souls. I didn't play them. I watched both of them. This is actually because it was before I actually owned a PlayStation. So I watched them both all the way through like a movie. It was amazing. And I haven't watched Detroit Become Human. I heard it's amazing. But so
it is.
I actually got a PC years ago to try to play Vampire the Masquerade, the first one, 2004 game. Long story short, finally got the PC that I have now and downloaded a shitload of mods and tried to fix the game because there's the unofficial patch. It is so ahead of its time. I do not understand. I want to know the rights side of this, like the business IP rights side of this. Why the hell has this game got some sort of remaster, console port, something? Like it is so fucking ahead of its time. Like it just blows me away. And I haven't even beat it. I've dicked around with it so much. I mean, I put like at least like 25, almost 30 hours into it over the course of a few years. Just because what really took the longest was trying to get my Xbox controller to work with it. Long story short, I did. It's just a lot. Okay. PC gaming can be hard, but when you make it hard for yourself. Anyway, I'm so excited for the second one. I very disappointed. Once again, everyone thinks that I hate first-person games. I don't. It's just that I have an issue with first-person only RPGs. Vampire the Masquerade was first and third person, and then this game apparently is only first person. So don't really get that. But other than that, I'll get over it. But
it doesn't sound like you're over it, Red.
I'm not. Like, dude, I loved Cyberpunk. I love Cyberpunk so much. But I remember
the game is third person, bro. Haven't you drove cars? It's like third person whenever you're driving a car. Just play the whole game just ride in a car, bro. Just play the whole game while like in the car, man.
Right. And I'm like, and this is why like I took so many screenshots that I'm like, I can see my character in my head. So I guess it's fine now. But no, anyway. So I remember playing Outer Worlds and shortly before the release of Cyberpunk to be like, let me just see how I feel about this. Because I felt the same way about Outer Worlds before I played it. I was like, it's Obsidian. Why aren't they doing what they did with New Vegas? Can't they just make a third person? Like I have such an issue with first person like RPG. So I played Outer Worlds and I was like, this really bums me out for Cyberpunk. Like I'm really bummed out by that. Like I can't get over it. So I played Outer Worlds for like a few hours and I was like, I can't. But I'm so biased to my love for Vampire the Masquerade and the World of Darkness in general. So Werewolf the Apocalypse, Mage the what the hell is it? Mage the whatever. Hunter the Reckoning. There's so many the something games and whatever. I'm so excited for that. So I'm so glad you brought that up. I can't wait to see what they're doing. Yeah.
And also, real quick, if anyone hasn't played the first game, I know that I haven't played the first game. I just watched the Let's Play. But if you want to like watch the Let's Play, hey, just watch the Let's Play. But if you actually want to play the game, I don't know, like a normal person, not like me who just likes to watch games, watch people play games and not actually play games, if you want to play the game, it still looks great. Like it really does. It still looks like a great game. It's not, it's not Last of Us Part 2, I mean, let's, set a correct expectation here.
Yeah.
But I would actually put it like a few notches, maybe, a solid notch above Elder Scrolls Oblivion. And I still think Elder Scrolls Oblivion looks gorgeous. So.
Yeah. 2004. Crazy. Yeah. That's KOTOR. It's crazy. That game is, If you guys are watching this, port the first one over to console. I don't care. Do it. God, that game would sell like bananas.
I'm pretty sure the first game released on Xbox, like OG Xbox.
I think it's only PC.
Are you positive?
I'm like 100%. I'm like 99%.
I'm kind of positive too. I don't know. Anyway, third pick. What's your third pick?
All right. So my third pick is Outer Worlds 2. Seriously, it is actually. Now, the only reason that I'm like, whoopsie, everything's falling. The only reason that I would think that I would sort of argue with myself, I guess, is because if Avowed's going to be there, then why would they show both their games at once? And you said like
that is the argument that I would make. Yes, Red.
Right. So, but the thing is, like, they gotta if they could like show one and then tease the other one, that could be something. By the way, the developers have stated we've heard your feedback on wanting third person in Outer Worlds. I was really not the only one. A lot of people really wanted third person in Outer Worlds, and so there is speculation that there will be some form of third person in Outer Worlds too, but yeah, so I think this game could be there if they show one game being Avowed and then they tease another one and with more of like a teaser trailer type thing with the other.
It's something I did think about. Now, I will say this, right? I think it would be really kind of weird for them to show off both of those games. Especially because I think that there is going to be a good amount of time between the release of both of them. For me personally, I do think that Outer Worlds 2 is probably going to launch before Avowed. But at the same time, like the whole idea of why would you want to compete with yourself? You know what I mean? Starfield's happening, right? Yeah. And I know that it's technically a different show. I mean, but it's happening like right after, right? Why do you want to show the Outer Worlds 2 and then show Starfield? You know what I mean? You're just showing like the same, like, I don't know. Like, I know it's not the same game, but it's the same genre. It's the same setting. Right. So I don't know. Like, I think Outer Worlds 2 is more likely to being shown. However, I also have to say, if by showing Avowed, you get a little bit of that fantasy in there. But you're also showing off Fable. But anyway, I'm just full of contradictions. I'm just gonna shut up. You keep you keep talking. I don't know, man.
Yeah, I actually agree with you. I'm gonna contradict myself too. And you and yeah. I think that it's because it's kind of like showing like. It's like, hey, look at this cool Bionicle. It doesn't look cool. We got Legos at the end of the show, and you're like, why the fuck Why wouldn't I just stick around for the Legos? If you can show me Bionicle. Isn't that what it was called? God, that's a throwback. I'm old. Yeah. So, I just feel like they could just tease it. That way they know it's coming. But the thing is, now that I'm talking out loud, they might just want to wait for her Outer Worlds until Starfield is later on down the road, or release it before Shadow Drop. That's like the hot word now. Or just a Shadow Drop and get it out there.
God. Okay, let me say this. Okay, now I'm a marketer. I'm not going to sit here and say I'm the greatest marketer. I'm just a marketer, right? Mm-hmm. It does not make any sense why you would want to Shadow Drop Outer Worlds 2. You know what I mean? Like whenever we're talking about shadow dropping, right? Like we're talking about, Hi-Fi Rush, right? Like, okay, like that's a great game to just kind of like shadow drop, right? It's a smaller, more kind of like AA style game. I don't know. It's just like you don't really, I don't know. Like, there's not really any big expectations for that title. You know what I mean? It's just a smaller game, by a large front. But like a game like Outer Worlds, like you don't want to shadow drop that. A game like Halo, you would never want to shadow drop that. So yeah, I often hear like a lot of just weird shadow dropping predictions, and I'm just like shaking my head, like, what are you talking about? No, that game needs like bare minimum like 3 months of like good solid marketing before it comes out.
Yeah. No, I'm totally being hyperbolic. But no, I don't think it's gonna shadow drop at all. I think it's an interesting thing to think about, because I do have a theory about what they're going to do with at the end of the showcase, which it's RPG related.
What's your theory?
With the and one more thing, and it'll happen after the Starfield Direct. Todd Howard says, and one more thing, we know everyone's really excited to play Starfield, so we thought we'd give you a little taste, and we will be launching the character creator right now on Xbox.
You think they're going to pull a Saints Row?
That's exactly my comparison.
We're going to pull a Saints Row?
Can you imagine, dude? They have to have something. People would lose their fucking minds. Dude, because then you would have all the time to have your character just sitting there waiting, ported over.
You know what'd be really good?
Yeah.
You know what'd be really good?
What's
Not
that?
only if they launched a character creator, but they also launched a ship creator.
Ooh, I didn't think about that. What the fuck? That'd be just let you like fuck around with it. That'd be dope.
Like almost kind of like a Halo Forge kind of situation where like you can go in, you can kind of customize the ship a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh man, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
And how people would share that shit all over Twitter.
Yes.
Like it would be just promotion galore.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, look, I made the Normandy. Oh, look, I made, the Battlestar Galactica ship, which I think it was literally called
ship in Battlestar Galactica.
It was literally called like the Battlestar Galactica. It's literally the name of the ship. But
yeah. So anyway,
I mean, that would be cool. I love that idea, even if it's just a character creator. Like that made me so happy in Saints Row, being able to go in, create my character. Plus, it's like if you're like me, like a lot of the times I spend way too much time creating a character.
Yes.
And then like I might mess up, so then I go back and I go
start
and fix
over.
It and stuff.
Yep, I'm the same way, dude. I was spending like fucking 3 hours,
like 6 weeks to create my perfect character. Like, that'd be great. I'd light a candle for Todd Howard. Oh man.
Oh my god. Yeah, and because all they have to do, because I'm a game developer, I know how easy it is. But how Mass Effect. Mass Effect had like the code for the whole trilogy where you could create you have your character seed code, and then you could just port it over. Even if you didn't actually import your character, you could just take a picture, boom, there's your character seed code. You have your character forever. I would love that. Anyway,
that would be cool. That would be absolutely cool. You gave your third prediction, right?
Yes, Outer Worlds 2.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I just got so excited. All right. Third prediction for me. And also, chat, feel free, drop in any predictions that you guys have about what Western RPGs you think are going to be showed off at Summer Game Fest or the Xbox Showcase. But my third prediction is Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, which
shit.
Oh my god, I want it, dude. I want it.
Nice,
and
man. Another first-person RPG. No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
That's what I love. It's a passion of mine, if you will. Okay.
Wait. I'm sorry. I have to ask. This is on topic. Please convince me to play this game. Try this game again. I could not get out of the town alive because of the invisible fucking walls on the 6-inch high ditches. You know, like Fable has like invisible walls, and I kept getting stuck on shit trying to ride out of the damn town on my horse. And people love this game to death.
Yeah.
So without spoiling you too much,
okay,
sell me on this. And why are you excited for 2?
Well, Red, just to start off, okay. What you have to remember is that some people are good at games. And some people
a good point.
are not good at games, you know?
Fair.
And so, you know, every game has a specific difficulty level involved in it, you know? And if you're just not good enough, you're just not good enough, you know? But as we play games and as we grow as players, we get better, we get new skills, we get used to, you know, playing and stuff. And so I think now would be a great time for you to jump in. Look, it's been like 2-3 years. I mean, you know.
Yeah.
No, I'm just joking with you. Look, man, I love this game for so many different reasons. First one, I'm a huge Elder Scrolls fan, right? I love just medieval stuff. And in no way is Kingdom Come Deliverance a fantasy game. It's not a fantasy game, but it is a medieval game, and it's set like the 1400s in Bohemia. It's super, super historically accurate, and I just love that about the game. It's like they took a role-playing game and let it have a baby with a simulator that just loved studying medieval history. I don't know. Like it's crazy to me. But one thing that really just made like this game, I was like, wow, you know, is you know how most games, whenever you start playing, like you're just amazing with this sword automatically, or like you're just like you're the hero, right?
Right.
Like most games let you take on the character whenever you're already the hero. Mass Effect, great example. I think that's probably what you're about to point out, right?
I have 2 points, but please continue. Yes.
Okay. Well, in this game, you play as Henry, the son of a blacksmith, a nobody, right? And the game even illustrates to you, like early on in the game, his father just made a sword, and he hands the sword to Henry, and he's like, "Here, slice this. Try out the sword." And Henry tries, and like he's just noob, you know. He's like he can't even cut like you know the stick in half or whatever with the sword, and so he's just god awful. He's horrible, right? And the game goes so like shows that off so well. So whenever you play the game, you start as a nobody, but you create a hero, right? And at the very beginning of the game, you're a medieval peasant, right? You're the son of a blacksmith. You don't know how to read. You don't know how to fight, nothing. So throughout the game story, you learn these different skills, right? You even go to a monastery to have a monk teach you how to read, right? It's ridiculous, just the amount of detail. And that's all surrounded in with a really awesome, you know, just RPG, you know, a role-playing game. So for me, it's huge. Like I loved it.
Okay. Look, I will give it a try again someday, and I know people are saying like the combat is very difficult, and that's really all
it is
that
because
got me. Because you suck.
Because you suck. Like it's intentionally really, really difficult because you suck. You're the son of a blacksmith. You've never really swung a sword. You've never crossed blades with another man.
Right. Yeah.
Cancel me now. No, I mean, so it's intentionally hard. Yeah, you suck. Yeah, you can't kill anything with that blade, you know? It's because you never had to before, but now you're learning, you know?
Okay. Yeah, I had a friend who loved it. He actually bought it for. He's not my friend anymore. Fuck you, Dave. That's not his name. But he bought
Yeah.
the
Screw you,
Royal
Dave.
Edition for. Yeah, fuck you, Dave. He bought the Royal Edition for me, so I own it still. But I got so mad, and I was like, I want to save this woman. Like whenever you're riding out of the town, and there's like that chick standing there, I'm like, I'm gonna jump off my horse, save you. And so I talk to her, save her or whatever. She runs away, and then I'm like, let me get back on my fucking horse, and I'm like trying to get on my horse, and like all these dudes run up on me with their horses. I'm like, okay, I finally get on my horse, and then I'm like running into, like I said, the ditch that's like this high, but somehow there's an invisible fucking wall. I'm like, fuck this. So anyway, I'll get back on it when I have more patience.
Maybe ride on the roads. That might be a really good.
That's the thing. Like, so there's like a little bridge. It made me so mad. I can see the whole thing. There's like this little like bridge. I'm like, why can't I get on the fucking? Why do I have to get on a bridge when the ditch is this high? Why am I doing this? I'm like, nothing makes sense.
Man, it's the medieval times. Things often did not make sense. You know,
black magic. You know,
I'm telling you. Yeah. Look, I will say this though.
Kingdom Come 2.
Summer Games Fest, I think, is very likely to have this game shown off. Home Focus or Focus Home in,
Entertainment. Yep.
Entertainment. Yeah.
Yep.
They are the publisher of this game now, I believe. I don't know. I take that back. It may be THQ that now is publishing it. I'm not really sure. I think it could show up there. I also think it's in some ways more likely to show up at the Xbox show, just because Xbox, I feel like, has a really good relationship with Warhorse Studio. Like, they did a lot of like kind of like promotional stuff with their community manager back in the day whenever they owned Mixer. This was like, way back in the day. But I don't know, man, like this game, like so many people loved it. So many people bought it. And it's been a really long time since the game released and since they wrapped up with the DLC. I just think like now is like the perfect time to show it off, whether it be at the Summer Games Fest or the Xbox Showcase. I'm kind of leaning more towards the Xbox Showcase, but I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah, so Andrew, I'm sorry, by the way. Andrew says Kingdom Come Deliverance is my favorite game, and I'm ever here like shitting all over it. Yeah, so I'll give it a try. I was going to say, the person that bought it for me, they just went, they're like, I suck at the game so bad. They went through the entire game with just a bow, and they just like, they were just Legolas, and they just fucked everyone up, and I was like,
yeah, you can if you want. Dude, shooting, like using that bow. So if I'm not mistaken, they don't give you a crosshair for the bow.
Okay, so you're like an Indian, just shooting with instinct.
Yeah, I mean, basically. So you actually have to learn how to shoot that thing,
Okay.
See, that's a big theme of the game, right? So like even whenever, like at the very beginning of the game, whenever you're riding a horse, you're like, man, this is difficult. It's like, yeah, but like when if you rode a horse, you're a peasant, you really just walk everywhere.
Right. That's true. And I have for people who love the game, they have also said that they didn't like, they're glad that they got back into it because how much they ended up loving it. And it is a rags to riches, for lack of a better term, type story. Like that is literally what it is. So because I don't know any spoilers or anything, so I would like to go into it blind.
I have a lot of things that I could spoil for you, but I'm not going to because I like
Siri, download Kingdom Come. No, she can't hear me. Well, she doesn't do that anyway. That's not her job. My girlfriend's name is Siri. I'm just kidding. But anyway, so yeah, I'm excited to see it too. I want to see what newness that they could do with it. Get me interested in. I have so many questions.
So I'm not going to spoil it. I will say this though: at the end of the game, they leave it open definitely for a sequel, and not just a sequel, but a sequel where you could potentially play as Henry still, right? And I've often wondered how they're going to do a sequel. Like, are you going to start with a brand new character again, or are you going to continue playing as Henry? Because if you continue playing as Henry, like you're going to know like how to use a sword, and you're going to have all of these skills that you gained. So is that theme not going to be in the game anymore? Or are they going to include that theme in another way or something? Yeah, I don't know. There's just a little side.
That is interesting how to branch off in a creative way and not. Yeah. I mean, I can't really speak on it too much, but I'm excited to see it. I'm excited to be there when you get excited to see it. So,
what's your fourth pick?
So we're getting into the weirdness here. I'm actually gonna save
Okay.
my. I'm gonna save my. The last. The last one is like, bro. I don't know about that, but so I'm gonna save that one for last. State of Decay 3, I think, is gonna be shown, and that's the
Okay.
one where you go. That's the one where I was like, is it an RPG?
I'd say probably. I don't know. I mean, it kind of. I mean, it has RPG elements. I wouldn't sit here and say like it's a
Right.
full-fledged RPG.
Right, like when I guess it just depends. Like you could play Red Dead Redemption 2 and say that I'm role playing, so therefore it's a role. It's like,
No.
but it's not though.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just that's my weird one. I don't know because like I did. I don't really know. Look, State of Decay 3. I think it's going to be in the show. Okay. I'm just because I've heard there was a lot of leaks that came out saying that the game currently sort of looks and feels a lot like The Last of Us. Kind of, it has a they sort of had like an overhaul with their art style. It doesn't look as AA anymore. It looks much more like it should a AAA game. So I'm really interested to see it. I'm not like a massive zombie fan. I like stuff like Walking Dead where it's like there's zombies in it. The show's called The Walking Dead, but it's not about zombies. It's about the characters. And the State of Decay did a lot of good things with its morality as far as like you really got to be careful. You really got to think like, oh, this person did a bad thing back at home, and so they got into like a fight, so you got to like go talk to them. Like it did like a lot of little things like that I'm hoping that they can capitalize on in 3 to really flesh out like the social aspect of the game. Because there is permadeath and stuff like that with characters, and it's really not that punishing. Like most permadeath games really are just like raw and like fucking. But State of Decay has really been forgiving. It's just like about being aware, and I'm not being one of those guys like it's super easy. Like I played Bloodborne with my hands tied behind my ass. That's not what I'm saying. The game's not hard. It's just you literally had to be careful. But anyway, State of Decay 3, not really an RPG, but I don't know.
It's definitely not really an RPG. It does have RPG elements in it though, but so does Red Dead.
Yeah,
too.
exactly.
But
GTA.
and Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and
yeah, we can just move on.
I will say this though, I think that State of Decay 2, even though it's not an RPG, obviously it's a game that's near and dear to your heart, and I think it stands a pretty good chance of being shown. I just hope that whenever it launches, it launches in a better state than what the second one did, with even more like, and I hope that they really dive in more into like, I guess just sandbox kind of mechanics and stuff like, base building. And I'll tell you something else that I really hope that they do. I hope that they make it where I can build a base that truly feels like my own, right?
Right.
In the first game and in the second game, both times, like whenever I'm building a base, it never truly feels like I'm making this into what I want it to be. There's certain areas that you can build specific things at, and I don't know. I want them to offer a more like organic building system, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, I agree. More like Fallout, sort of.
More like Fallout. I don't think maybe not as advanced as Fallout, but like still, kind of Fallout-esque. But I don't know, just something with a little bit more meat on the bones than what they've previously done. I mean, obviously, they added to what they did initially with the base building games in the first game, but I want to see a bigger, overhaul in the third game. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking for. Anyway, fourth pick for me, Greedfall 2.
Oh shit!
Now,
I didn't think about that one either.
We're slowly getting into the realm of less likely as we continue going on, which is something that we promised to all the viewers. But look, I loved Greedfall 1. I thought it was a fantastic game, and that game came out whenever times were tough. on the Xbox One. If I'm going to be honest, times were really tough. We didn't have a whole lot of great Western RPGs to play. It was very dry. It wasn't like the 360 generation. I cried a lot, ate a lot of ice cream. That's why I'm fat.
Oh
no, but anyway, it's been a little over a year since we got the announcement that Greedfall 2 was a thing. I don't think that we're probably not going to get a release date, right? I just kind of hope that maybe they give us another trailer or maybe a little snippet of gameplay or something, just a little something to like wet our beaks a little bit. I'm just hoping for that, right? Home Focus does publish this, and so I think it's probably going to be at the Summer Games Fest, just because Focus has already been announced as one of their partners this year. However, we also know that Home Focus or
Focus Home. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm awful at.
I just want people to not yell at you. That's all.
Thank you. Well, I don't want them yelling at me either.
Yeah.
We also know that Focus has a really pretty good relationship with Xbox, right? Like, a lot of their games have came into Game Pass and even been shown on their shows. So I guess it could possibly be shown on the Xbox show, but I think it's probably a little bit more likely to being shown on the Summer Game Fest stage.
Yeah, the first when you started saying now we're getting into and I thought that you were going to say Xbox or Summer Game. That's what I thought you were going to go with. But you were also right with what you said. Who knows? That's sort of a little less. But look, I agree. Summer Games Fest, because the thing is, like, those games. Was it Focus Home that published? No. So it was Don't Nod that developed Vampire, and it was Focus Home that published it, I believe. So
I think you're right in that, yeah.
And I think because those kind of games, I don't know if you played Vampire. It's such a great game. God, it's so depressing. It's so dark and depressing, literally. But it's a great RPG. But they really pride themselves on sort of curating a safe space for those types of almost AAA RPGs, a little bit of jank here and there, but enough there to love and sort of become a cult classic kind of thing. So
yeah,
Greedfall,
Atomic Heart was another game that was published by Focus, I believe. And that of course came to Game Pass, right? And then also A Plague Tale was published by Focus as well, if I'm not mistaken, and that came to Game Pass as well. And not only that, but I believe it was also shown off during an Xbox show.
Did they publish the second one too?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, listen. Let me say this. They do what I just said. They pride themselves on publishing the janky but lovable games.
They're a B-tier publisher for sure, right?
But what I'll say now, knowing that, because I just forgot about that. Plague Tale 2. I cannot express how much that was my game of the year. That is like one of the it was like The Last of Us for me, like how people love The Last of Us, and I love The Last of Us, but the first one, only the first one. I love that game so much. But what a whole podcast. No, we can't do that. But anyway, so that was like how I felt about Plague Tale 2. It is just so fucking good. So I take back what I say. It looks like they're moving up. Atomic Heart, Plague Tale 2, those are much more like Plague Tale 2 is a AAA game. Like Asobo needs to be acquired by someone to get your Naughty Dog on, because they're anyway. I don't want to get off topic. But Greedfall 2, I need to get back into Greedfall. I actually bought the deluxe edition. It came with like a fucking map and a cardboard cool box and all this whole thing, and I really loved it. I'm liking it a lot. I'm not like in love with it, but I'm really I was really surprised, I think, is really what I will say. Hopefully in the second one, we'll see some more character creation choices. There wasn't really a whole lot there. You just have to play as a skinny faced, ponied haired tailed fuck. But anyway, yeah, I would be really happy to see Greedfall 2. Can you talk without spoilers? Do you think we'll play as a new character?
What in Greedfall 2?
Yeah, you think that they're going to go the Dragon Age route and have a new hero for each iteration?
Just based on, it's not necessarily just based on like what happens at the end of the first game, but I would say yeah. I would say yeah.
Okay.
I would say that yeah, because you're going to be playing in a separate section of the world. So yeah.
Okay, so it is going to be like Dragon Age then. Okay, I got you.
Yeah, I think yeah.
Awesome. You got me
Also
excited about it too.
I want to say this as well, because I did make a mistake earlier whenever I was talking about the people that published Kingdom Come Deliverance. That was Deep Silver. It was not Focus. Yeah.
Okay, so that's Saints Row and what else? They've done things.
They've done a lot of things. But anyway, the end result's still there. I could see that being shown, at Summer Game Fest or the Xbox Showcase. I'm leaning more even still to the Xbox Showcase, though. But anyway, yeah. No, look, I am really excited. I'll tell you what excites me the most about Greedfall, and I'm pretty sure I've said this on the show before, is that Greedfall, whenever it first came out, it was definitely a AA game, and I'm sure Greedfall 2 is still going to be a AA game, right? And it had some jankiness to it, right? It wasn't a perfect title, right? But I think that they got enough money off of it to be able to create an even better game this time, right? And so I have just high hopes for Spiders, which is the studio that makes it. Of being able to deliver an even better, more polished, I guess closer to a AAA experience game with Greedfall 2.
He's thinking. That's all that's happening. He's thinking. He's thinking really, really hard about what he wants to do with his life, and he's having sort of like a realization. He's like, and what he's gonna do is he's gonna come out of the realization and just sort of, go on and say, you know what I should have been? I should have been a professional salami slicer. And what he would do actually is he would go to like baseball fields and he would lay out this huge table with a giant cutting board, which is actually called a block, is what they call it in the barbecue world. I wouldn't know. I'm a certified pit master. And so he would go. Look, the whole show is broke. I'm just gonna keep talking. Anyway, so he would go out in the middle of the baseball field, and he would cut salami for kids, and he would slice them so fine that he would throw them like frisbees. He would throw them like frisbees to the children, and if they caught a baseball, then they would be able to get a signature baseball signed by the famous baseball man, Baseball McGee. Oh God, what's happening? Help me, chat, please. Potato, you broke the chat. How am I still alive? He's the host, and I'm still here. Let's see if I can change something. See if I can do things. Let me see. Boop, 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 bang, bang, boom, boom. Actually, I don't think I can do anything at all, actually, which is great. This is perfect. So you know what? I'm just going to keep going. And I really can't do anything with my camera. I guess I can sort of like lean back. That makes it worse. Oh, this is perfect. So, hey, chat, listen, hit the like button, share this out. Tell people to watch up until about 58 minutes, and that's when the show ends. But look, what I'll keep doing is talking about RPGs. And so I'll go ahead and talk about my last prediction here is what I'll talk about. And while I do that, I'm going to try to get Zimmy back in here because, things are fun. So I don't know. I might be crazy. Okay. Well, I am crazy, but this is bothering me so much. I can't No one's actually watching. You guys are just listening, right? You're gonna talk about The Witcher 4. Oh my god. Talk about The Witcher 4. Grumpy Potato, listen, I'm talking straight to you, Grumpy Potato. You hear me? If you want to hear more about The Witcher 4, go to my channel, which I think my channel is actually linked in the description below. Let me see. Oh, is it in the description below? It is. Go to the description, Grumpy Potato. Sub to my channel, and we'll catch you live. We talk about all this stuff, especially The Witcher. We talk about that a lot in Starfield. Every Tuesday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, my show goes live, and it's fun. I want to see you there. That's not right. How dare you? How dare you? But yeah, so The Witcher 4. My God. So yeah, a lot of developing news coming out about that recently. There was like a ton of layoffs, and those layoffs were due to a lot of sort of moving around, essentially. A lot of shifting focuses within the studio, which is it's sort of a bittersweet thing because it makes you kind of question what the original idea was to begin with. So I don't know. That's a side project. I think that is. I don't know if that's necessarily that. I don't think that's Witcher 4 that actually happened with. I think that is actually Project. What is it? Project. Project Polaris or Project Sirius or something like that. I can't remember. But anyway, you said got your RPG. RPGwhat is just a long. Is blocked out. Oh, it's just a long trailer for your podcast. Well, yeah. Well, pretty much. Yeah, like now I'm just taking over his show and I'm just hanging out. I don't really know what happened. But yeah, so Tuesdays is my show. But if you subbed, thank you. I appreciate that.
So what's up, guys?
There we go. We're back, baby. I held down the fort. I held down the fort. Oh, I did. Yeah. Ask chat how I did.
Chat. How did he do? How did he really do?
I did exactly what I knew that I had to do, like a good co-host does. As a host, I feel like I always would have been like a deer in the headlights if I wasn't so neurotic like I am anyhow.
Yeah.
So I worked out perfectly. So we're back.
Yes, we are. I just want to, let me just reiterate. This show is not sponsored by Spectrum Internet. Okay?
Yeah,
not sponsored at all by Spectrum. And I think that they got really upset about it. I do. I think that they got so upset that they decided to cut off my internet for like 5 minutes.
Yeah,
anyway,
assholes.
What jerks, right? Okay. Yeah, where was I at? Jerks. Okay. We were talking about Greedfall 2. One thing that I just loved about the game was just the aspects of colonialism and the themes of that they put into the game. I thought that was super unique at the time, and I hadn't ever seen it before. So
yeah, I'm excited. So that was your number 4, right?
That was my number 4. So what's your number 5, real quick, before Spectrum turns off my internet?
Yeah, Spectrum. All right, so listen. So my number 4. This is going to be the weird one. Or my number. Wait, no. This is we're on number 5 now. This is my number 5. Yes. I believe that we are going to see something Fallout at this show.
Okay.
Yeah. This is where we're getting wild.
like a TV show. Like the
TV
show.
Oh my god! We're not doing what Sony did. We're not doing that.
What are you talking about? That would be amazing. I want to see that.
I don't know about TV show at a game showcase. I don't know about that. That sounds like reaching weakness, like Sony did with their fucking. Just anyway.
There's a difference. There's a difference, and I don't want to bring this up, right? Like, I'm not a console war kind of person, but there's a difference between having one first-party game shown with trailers and having a crap ton of first-party games shown, and then also showing a trailer for for like a TV show or whatever. Like, there's a difference there, right? And I don't know. I mean, plus I would say that the Fallout series is, I would like to imagine, probably more popular than Gran Turismo is. I could be mistaken.
What a weird ass. Yeah, see, Grumpy Potato says TV at a game showcase for the Witcher TV show. Get Red Wolf back on both screens. See, Grumpy Potato liked what I was doing. You're just going to go back and watch. It's fine. Look, we lost like all of our viewers, so if that just says
That's
anything,
okay. That's okay.
Grumpy Potato's still here.
You know,
but anyway,
the people that are loyal are still here, and they get to enjoy the end of the show. And the people that aren't, they left. And you know, I mean, look, I get it. You know,
it's fine. It's fine. Yeah, I think that there were some rumors about something happening with and I don't think we're gonna see like the Fallout 4. We could see the Fallout 4 next gen update with like Fallout 4, the Fallout 4ing or whatever. But there was the rumor of everyone's been wanting the remaster of Fallout New Vegas and Fallout 3 and Fallout. Like I said, be it right, the Fallout collection or whatever people want. Fallout brought to console.
They could possibly advertise like a Fallout Anniversary Edition, kind of like what they did with Skyrim. That would be kind of weird because it's like really kind of soon. Because I think it would have to be next year. I'm wanting to think it would have to be like next year, or I don't know. Maybe when did Fallout 4 come out? Like, was it
2015? No, 2014. 2014.
Oh, see, okay. See, I was thinking 2014, but then I was like, maybe it was 2013. But 2014 does sound right. So it would have to be like next year, right? Which is kind of a little too soon. I mean, it's not like major news or anything, but
2015 Potato says, yeah, I knew it was there. 2015, 2014. So it was early because then The Witcher. Every time that someone mentions the year 2015, I'm like, Witcher. Like, I don't know. I'm like so obsessed. It's my namesake. Okay. Red Wolf. It's Red Dead Redemption and Witcher. Okay. Anyway. But yeah, I'm hoping that we see something. Oh, here we go again. I got to take over the show. So yeah, we're going to see Fallout Collection, Fallout New Vegas 2, which will take place in Las Vegas. It'll be called Fallout Lost Angels of the Vegas Strip Club. And I can't wait to play that. We're going to be playing as Mr. House's son. It'll be called Mr. Hut because he's smaller than him.
Okay, he's son. I'm back.
Guys. There we go. Perfect.
I'm back. Oh my God. I'm going to curse out Spectrum so badly. I'm going to call them up and I'm going to yell at them.
Yeah. So anyway, that was my last one. And what's your last one?
What was your last one? Okay, your last one was Fallout.
Fallout things.
Right? Okay. Yep. My last one was Dragon Age 4. Yeah.
Oh.
I don't know. EA is going to be at the Summer Games Fest. I think it kind of makes sense that they may want to show this off. I mean, of course, like there's a ton of other things that they would probably more likely show off, like FIFA and, sports, but I don't know. I mean, I don't think Dragon Age 4 is too far away. I think it could potentially drop like next year sometime, maybe if we're lucky. I know that game has had its up and downs and its development and so on and so forth. But I don't know. I feel like Dragon Age 4 could definitely show up at Game Fest.
I would love that. And I didn't even think about that. I guess because I'm just so out of the loop when it comes to marketing for anything that's not Sony. And again, I'm not a console warrior. I think I'm just too ingrained into the business side of these companies that don't care about my feelings or me. But because that's just a fact of it. But Sony does great with their marketing, and I'm hoping that Xbox can get some marketing rights to some of these games. So if that is the case, to see Dragon Age 4, dude, oh my God, that'd be amazing. We know that we're not going to see Mass Effect. We know that. That's not happening.
I mean, it would be amazing.
It would be amazing, yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Did I ever tell you? I told you about like my dream trailer for Mass Effect 4, where Liara goes into the cave and it's super dark. Everything's black, and you can just see like the light, where she's like holding the light up with her tech
hand
with her hand. That's what it is. Yeah, hand. And she walks up to this pod, and she's like, "I think we found it." And she and it shows like a cut of her, like you're looking at me right now, and she like wipes away this thing, and her face is like, and then the screen goes black, and she goes, Shepard, and then it goes boom, Mass Effect 4.
Oh, like the boom is like the Reaper sound, like the French horn.
The French horn, yeah.
Oh man, dude. I tell you what, man, I
because
love
like they found Shepard in the tube, and that's like how it ends. There's like black screen, and she's like Shepard, and then it's like, oh, dude, look. Can you see the? Can you see? Can't see it. Anyway,
I can't. Sorry, dude. There's nothing more eerie than like a French horn. Like anytime I hear it, just just makes like goosebumps, man. Like I love it.
I remember letting my girlfriend listen to a Leaving Earth. From Mass Effect. If anyone doesn't know what I'm talking about, Leaving Earth is like one of the best songs from the Mass Effect trilogy, and it's playing that piano music. We were driving back from shopping a couple years ago, and I was like, listen to the song. I'm like, this is from Mass Effect, and I wasn't trying to play a trick. I was like, it's just so emotional, and I forgot for some reason because it's playing that dun 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 dun. And then it plays the Reaper boom. And she's like, oh! Like while she's driving, and I was like, I'm sorry, I forgot about that.
I forgot about that part. Okay, so I think it's safe to say that this has been a pretty good show besides Spectrum coming in for
it's been fun. I can't wait for you to go
back and watch. Okay, well, real quick. We've mentioned our 5 predictions that we think are realistic, probably going to happen. They could happen, right? Like there's a world in which this does happen, right? If you had to say one RPG that in no way is going to show up, but by golly, you want it to show up, what's that one game? Chat,
I was about to just blurt it out. But
go for it.
Now there are 2. Fuck, man.
And chat, feel free to participate as well. Like, what's the one RPG that in no way is going to be at either Game Fest or the Xbox Showcase, but you want it to be there so bad that you're going to just type it in the chat? Go for it. You want me to go first, Red? You're looking like you're having some problems.
You go first. Go first. Yeah, please.
All right. It's a simple game called Alpha fucking Protocol 2.
Yeah.
Alpha Protocol, man. It's not going to be there, but if it is, I'm crying.
Yeah, dude. That game was so good. I didn't beat it. I think we talked about it before. But Starfield 2, Grumpy Potatoes.
Starfield 2.
Yeah. Oh, please. Yeah. I got to the part where you're trying to take down that dude in the club, and I had a gun because it's an RPG game, so they're like, you can't shoot with a shit. And I'm like firing this gun at this dude, and my fucking crosshair went from like this to like literally part of the screen, and I'm like, I can't hit anything. I stopped playing. But I loved that game. Can you play it backwards compat on Xbox?
So let me hold on.
Oh shit!
So I have a video planned. Let me just say this, okay? I have a video planned. It's Alpha Protocol related. I'm not going to tell you specifically what it is.
Okay.
But I'm going to need some gameplay of Alpha Protocol. Well, here's the problem, okay? You cannot buy it on PC, right? You can't buy it. They've stopped selling it everywhere. You can't buy it on Xbox. You can't buy it on PC, like on Steam or anything like that, right? So if you want to legally play Alpha Protocol today, you got to go buy a copy. And that's what I did. And that's what I did. So
that's awesome.
Literally, if you want to play Alpha Protocol right now, you have to buy a copy. You cannot buy this on the Xbox store because
can you put that disc in?
Thing.
The Series X?
No, you can't.
It doesn't work.
So you also need an Xbox 360 or a PS3.
It's worth it. It's worth it, baby. Yeah, you can find one for like $50 or whatever. Yeah.
I have one downstairs. So
I have mine plugged in right now. It's like the Series X of the 360 generation, the Elite 2 or whatever the hell it's called. That's awesome. Yeah, I guess. Well, see, you were actually being more realistic. I was gonna say Elder Scrolls 6, or
I don't know. I don't know if I was really being realistic, dude. Elder Scrolls
well,
6, like there's a world in which that could show up, like a little teaser trailer, like Todd, like. And by the way, we're also working on this great game that we're really excited about. It's called Elder Scrolls 6. And his
but the thing
sexy
is,
leather jacket, and we get another like little teaser or something. You know what I mean? Like there's a world in which that could potentially happen. Alpha Protocol, that ain't gonna happen, bud.
I don't. Well, I just mean like, what could they do with Elder Scrolls 6 trailer with some sort of something Elder Scrolls that they didn't do with just showing a big pan of the world or whatever?
They could show us pyramids and Redguard, and they could pop up Hammerfell. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah.
And they could play the theme song. Do 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 do. You know?
Elder Scrolls 7.
Elder Scrolls 7. That's
there. We go, baby. Ooh. I love that.
Actually, I tell you what, they probably will show Elder Scrolls. They will probably show the new DLC. They'll probably. I mean, I know like, it will probably.
Necrom.
Necrom, yeah, I think it's technically gonna be out. I think on the 6th, if I'm wanting to remember correctly, but they'll still probably show that just to give it a little boost.
Okay. Yeah. Well,
so that could be shown.
I don't see. Yeah, absolutely. God, I want to love that. I love that game, but I don't love our MMOs. So I wish I could just turn people off in that game, just so I don't see 1,000 people running around. But I know that's the whole point. Don't come at me, Chad. I get it. I'm not an MMO guy. But to be Mass Effect 4 or 5 or whatever, I'm calling it Mass Effect 4. That is what I will want to see. That is my answer. Mass Effect 4.
That is your dream.
That is like I would shit all over these walls, Ray, as the lady said in that movie.
I'm surprised that no one in chat, which I know that we went down in viewership because of internet problems, but we have 5 people in here. I'm surprised that nobody in chat has mentioned Fallout New Vegas 2.
Yeah, well, I kind of did. You weren't here for it though. Grumpy, tell Zemi what I said when he was gone, when I was a 2-screen man. I was a 2-screen man. I kept trying to duck. Well, you'll see. Anyway, it was a whole thing. But yeah, I did mention New Vegas too. A lot of people are saying Fallout New Angeles, which sounds so weird. We don't put Los in front.
Wait, what? Fallout New Angeles?
Yeah, we're Fallout New Los Angeles or whatever
that sounds like a tongue twister.
Yes. Oh, yes. He. Wait. Oh, yes. He said he's taking over. Well, I did say that.
Well, we all knew he's taking over the show. Like, come on.
Yeah.
We already knew that. You know.
Andrew says I was not happy about the Sony movie trailer in the game show, but I would be kidding myself if I wouldn't be okay seeing a Fallout 2. You know what?
Let's
be biased here. Let's be biased here and say that would be.
I knew I liked you.
Let me say this. If they showed something Fallout game-ish and then said, and also, check this out. And then they showed a little 30-second teaser, that would be fine. Because they would tie it in. You know what I mean? That would be
Here's the thing. I'm telling you, people are not upset that Sony showed a trailer. They're upset that Sony showed a trailer while also only showing one first-party game. That's what they're mad about. You know what I mean? Like if Sony would have also at the very end of their show, they would have had a little teaser trailer with cherry blossom trees and pop up on the screen saying Ghost of Tsushima 2. People would have said this show's amazing, 10 out of 10, right? Sony's problem with their show is they didn't have that final oh my god moment, you know what I mean? That's their problem. The games that they showed off were great. Spider-Man 2 looked, good and so on and so forth. They also showed a lot of really good third-party games. They just didn't have that, oh my God, I wasn't expecting that. I didn't think we would see that kind of moment, right?
Yeah.
And if they would have had that, you wouldn't have heard people complaining about a movie trailer in it. But see, that's what separates this Xbox show to the PlayStation show is that Xbox, we know they have so much stuff that they need to show us, both RPGs and non-RPGs, right? That they could show a Fallout trailer and get away with it, right? And people would be happy to see it because the show is looking like it could be really, really good. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of Fallout like fan fiction kind of like TV shows, movies up on YouTube right now, and those are really fun to watch, right? So I think Fallout could definitely do really good in live action film. And I think a trailer, a lot of people would be really excited, especially seeing how we're not going to get Fallout for a pretty long time, it looks like.
Yeah. If they could bundle it there, tie it into the game side of it, I would love to see something. Because the thing is, like, I just feel like they have to do something Fallout. They have to. That's not 76 related. It's just like detrimental to like the pedigree and the history of Bethesda. And I feel like they just have to give someone like people playing or going back for the first time, even going and playing Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas. And then, I don't know. I know I'm a tangent king. But yeah. I get it. I get it. I agree. I get with what you're saying. The Sony showcase, if it had shown like 3 or 4 other first parties, that trailer would have been like, that was okay. I guess I was okay with that. But bro, that goes Tsushima though. That goes Tsushima. Shut up. So anyway, I can hear the hooves coming at us right now. They're riding towards us.
Hooves.
Yeah, those ponies riding. Sorry, go ahead. I'm not calling it boring. I'm just being.
No, funny. You're good, man. You're good. No, I mean, I just think like it's important to remember, like there was more wrong with that Sony show than a movie trailer. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, exactly.
And I don't think Microsoft is going to have those problems. Therefore, a TV trailer would not be as bad. Plus, you know, you also have to remember Gran Turismo is kind of a more realistic kind of game, right? It's not really fictional. And actually, that movie, I believe, is based on a true story. You know, like whatever that
Mr.
means.
Turismo. And his grandfather,
where Fallout is like 100% like 100% based on a game, right? And it's fully fictional. It's in a post-apocalyptic world. People that don't play the game can watch the movie and really enjoy it, right? Whereas really people that only like cars are gonna like a Gran Turismo movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I would say it'd be like a Fallout show is going to have a wider audience that could potentially be interested in it, than, a Gran Turismo movie. But I don't know. What do I know about movies? This is a gaming show.
But hey, that's just a theory. Oh shit, that's copyrighted.
Is that copywritten?
I don't know. I don't want to mess with those guys. They're scary. Anyway,
Got you.
Yeah.
Anyway, Red, amazing show. I've lasted like 5 minutes without being, without the show flickering and you go into one camera and then trying to get behind the template and yeah. So where can we find you? And you might have already said, but just say it again.
I'm going to tell you guys in chat and listen, I'm not talking about the people that you think are listening. I'm talking to you, Andrew. I'm talking to you, Grumpy Potato. I'm talking to there he goes. I'm talking to you. It is time.
I'm still here, but for effect, I removed myself. Here.
I figured you did that. Yeah. Oh, there he goes again. Listen, you can find me at Red Wolf Renegade on YouTube. And you know what? You don't even have to search for me. Go into the description, click on the link, hit the sub button. That's how you'll get the most attention from me. Every single Tuesday, Eastern Standard Time at 6 p.m. The Renegade Realm podcast goes live. I'm there with MacBound, Big Daddy Mac, who might be in chat still, Assassin. We have a special guest on coming soon. Infinite Umbra will be on. And tons of other DeMarco dude, who is a big Starfield guy on YouTube. We got all kinds of people coming. So listen, come with me, come together. And Andrew, I swear to God, if you don't go sub to my channel right now, I'm watching you, and I'll be able to see if you did or not. Anyway, that's where you can find me. And Red Wolf Renegade on Twitter, the only Red Wolf Renegade on Twitter. That's it. That's me, baby. Thank you for having me. It's been so fun. This has been an awesome show. I love this.
It has been fun. It absolutely has been fun. And once again, I apologize on behalf of Spectrum, one of the worst internet providers. I actually genuinely actually like Spectrum, but not right now. They made me really upset. But yeah, guys, you guys can find me on Twitter at Zimmy Games, and then of course you're already on the YouTube channel, so be sure to hit the like button if you enjoyed today's show, and also subscribe so you never miss out on future RPG content. Next week we will be live on this channel 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Next Thursday, which is actually going to be June 8th, which means that Summer Game Fest is happening on that same day. Hopefully the show will be all wrapped and done, by the time we go live. But I have a feeling that we're going to be talking about some RPGs, and we're going to be able to see how good our predictions were. And then, of course, on the 11th, June 11th, is going to be the Xbox Showcase. We, unfortunately, are not going to be able to see you until that following Thursday. So it's going to be a little bit of a gap, but we'll be able to see if our predictions were right during that, following show as well. So a lot of RPG talk coming in the future. Once again, if you go down into the description, click on Red's channel, go over there, follow him, all that different stuff. He's going to be talking about a lot of the Xbox Showcase stuff as well.
Yeah, we will be live streaming the actual showcase the day of on my channel, Red Wolf Renegade, and it's going to be crazy. We are going to try to contain our excitement. We're not going to be one of those. I'll just have to mute everyone. I keep saying that because people are like, I don't want to watch a show while people are talking. It's like, let's go watch the show then, because like somebody's gonna be like, oh, bro, dude, like that kind of stuff's gonna happen. But yeah, so I'll be live streaming it there. It'll be a fun time. We're always gonna be hanging out, and hopefully I can get some good content out of that. Get some good reaction clip outs for some YouTube shorts and stuff like that. So I'm so excited. Yeah,
I am too. All right, well. Thank you guys so much for showing up, chatting in the chat, all that different stuff, and putting up with the bad internet. And thank you so much, Red, for covering for me while I was down and out. I will see you guys next Thursday. So peace out.
Peace out.